Hello, everybody, and welcome to our latest Pathfinder interview. Today we have the president of Complete Circle Consulting, Michelle Howard. Michelle, thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Ryan. It's really good to see you.
Good to see you. All right, let's start out by kind of, pulling the lens back and looking at the start of either your career or your interest in technology and consulting. When did you find an interest and really decide that this is what you wanted to do?
Well, it was in the eighth grade, believe it or not. Eighth grade, I had a huge interest in math. I was good at math, and it was just a natural transition into technology. After the eighth grade, when I figured out that's what I was interested in, I followed that focus, and I'm still here today. I got into technology early in high school, and followed that interest as a software developer after high school. And here I am today. I'm not a software developer any longer, but I'm in technology, and it's been a great career, and just kept that focus the entire time.
And was there either a class or a teacher, counselor, principal, or anybody that kind of really pushed you or motivated you to pursue this career?
The career piece, well, with my interest in math, certainly there were some high school teachers, math teachers that were great, and then it encouraged me and helped me really solidify the interest there. But also, my mother was a huge coach and a counselor in that way to follow what I was good at and what I was most interested in. So I kept that path and followed the focus and stuck with that.
That's great to hear. Were there any roadblocks on your career? Were there any moments where you felt like maybe this wasn't what you wanted to do, or you felt like you might fail, or were there any times that you felt like you just couldn't move forward? And if there was, how did you get past that?
Well, early in life, no, there wasn't. After the education and so forth that I received and went forward with, it just technology has always been very, very busy. I mean, there's a lot of things going on around technology. So early in my career as a software developer, no, it was extremely busy, extremely interesting, and always I was really enjoying it a lot. And it was later after got into the leadership portion of my career and got into some companies that were much more challenging, and leadership is, it's a challenging time, and maybe some of the companies are more difficult sometimes to deal with, and some of the people that we get involved with. But what I did was at that point, later in my career, is that's when I decided, okay, maybe the leadership and the large companies that I was involved with were not really what I wanted to focus on. So that at that point is when I got into the consulting side, and learned that consulting, I could be just as, it was just as fun and just as interesting as the lead, more so than uh, the leadership roles that I had in the large corporate world. So yeah, I mean, I've been in consulting now for about 20 some years, but that was a pivotal point when I decided to switch over to consulting.
Yeah. I mean, is there any advice that you'd give to, say, a kid or someone in middle school or high school? I mean, the age that you were at when you discovered your love for technology. Is there any advice you'd give to a kid of that age who might be interested but doesn't really know where to start or what to do?
Well, if you're at that age, you're also going to have counselors or other teachers that understand what your focus, what your interest might be, also what areas that you excel in. So there's going to be someone that you can talk to, and to understand what areas that you need to focus on, or what classes you need to take in order to grow that ability, or the ways that you would get into leadership roles or whatever area you wanted to focus on. So there's going to be someone there to help you, especially in the educate, if you're in high school or whatever. If you're a younger person, there's going to be various folks that you either click with or that are there to help encourage that information or those classes in that path.
Absolutely. And something you spoke on earlier was that switch to consulting. Part of that is becoming an entrepreneur and putting yourself
Right.
out there. Are there any struggles that you had with that? Any lessons that you learned very early on that you would give out to an entrepreneur who's just starting out?
Entrepreneurship it's an interesting, it's a mindset. And it's also, you just have to, there's some perseverance that you have to just take on. There's, um, when you become a consultant rather than being in the corporate world, let's just say you only have yourself to depend on. I mean, it's all about you being able to go get the next gig, the next, that's your income. And so it's the mindset is, I mean, it can be very frightening. I've talked to some folks who they're looking at getting into entrepreneurship, and it is frightening. But if you have the perseverance, the confidence, the experience, and if you're good at what you do, you can quickly illustrate that and prove that ability to those that you are consulting for. But you have to, it's hard work. Anything that we do is really hard work, but you just have to keep pressing forward and just get some gigs under your belt and being able to do the work that you have promised or committed to somebody that you're going to do for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's great advice. It can be tough, but I mean, just pushing through it, and hopefully the grass is greener on the other side. I think it's probably the story of a lot of entrepreneurs' journeys. One final question. Obviously, now you're the president of Complete Circle Consulting, which is kind of a boutique style consulting firm. Uh, what's the journey with Complete Circle been like? How did you start with that, and how's it been so far?
Well, the journey has been challenging. It has been a little bit of a roller coaster, because starting the business in a town where it was a new town to me at the time. It was in Austin, Texas, and so initially it was difficult. I did not know that many people when I started out the business. So consulting is about meeting as many people as you can and focusing on those that need the kind of work that you are or that you have to give to them. They need the technology or whatever, but it has been it has taken a while, I think, to get established and to meet the people that will be my clients maybe forever, or that also provide the references, and people that you go back to again and again. But it has been an interesting but also a very rewarding journey.
That's great to hear. Well, Michelle, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today and
Thank
sharing a
you,
little bit
Ryan.
about your journey to where you are today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.